Hello ladies and gents, thought I would do some explaining here on my Sur specific build and why I chose the ebmx setup. A little bit of background: I've been modifying cars and vehicles my whole life as a business, and then got into electric vehicles, just getting bikes for my kids really. And yeah, so I have a fabrication shed, and then I have this little electric shed where we've got different things I've made and fabricated up, repairs that I do on bikes, modifications, and then a load of other different bike builds going on, and batteries, as you can see, controllers, etc, etc. I'll flip the camera around now just so I can talk through my bike and why it's designed as it is, just so it clears a lot of the nonsense up. So there it is. When I designed this bike at the first, it was designed to be the fastest bike that took all the draggy top spots. As I said, that's what I was going to build, and I built the bike. It was lightweight and was running more lightweight gear than the big stuff I've got on there now, but I did take out all the draggy top spots, held them all at the same time, so I completed my task that I gave myself for that. However, on building the bike and running it at high speeds on the motorways with the mountain bike gear, it was just way too dangerous for me to keep as it was. So here's what has been built on this bike by me, fabricated and fitted. I have made up a custom subframe with a custom guard and a light plate. I modded up some KTM rims to run front and rear. They do need taken off, new bearings put in, and powder coated, same colour as the bike when I get round to it. I made up my own custom lengthened swing arm from a stock Sur swing arm. Keeping down low, then I managed to make up a brake caliper and disc from the KTM, just so it pulls decently to a stop. And on the WP Enduro forks, it also runs the stock disc. That back wheel is a front wheel that I modified, flipped and made work on the rear end, but I did have to make the swing arm wider to accommodate that. Moving up, we just have a standard kind of linkage in there. I made this stainless steel 316 linkage myself, just to keep it small and clean and all in with the lines of the bike. In there currently I have got a Fox shock, because I have an air shock that is designed for when I hit it hard, the back end sags, and then it will take off, so it has the squat effect when you're pulling away from the line, hence how I got the top times, because I built the bike like that. The jack shaft there is modified. I have made that so it is re-greasable, you don't have to remove it or anything like that, and it works a treat. Made up my own peg bracket to drop. They are titanium pegs off a Yamaha that I powder coated. Now that is a 316 stainless steel bash guard, and then I made a air scoop shroud for the front, so it sucks the air in past the controller to keep it cool. And that is a stock KTM guard that I've cut down and shaped. Then we move up to the top cap. I had to make that higher to accommodate the larger batteries at the time, because that's all was available in the 40Ah type sizes years ago. And then I put a pad on for my nuts so I don't smash them open. Okay, then we come up to the brake reservoirs. Obviously I needed decent ones that were matching. You get them on eBay fairly cheap, and it's a decent set of bars. and that is the stock servo throttle from 2019. I really like that throttle feel, so I'm sticking with that. And then these are Kawasaki mirrors, and that is a custom enduro headlight because I modified it and cut it to fit. I've made up a faceplate here that my phone clips into, so I have a dash guard that fits in. And yeah, it was a bit of a modification, a lot actually, to make the forks fit on the front end, but I've done it all. Now, with the setup I had, which was the KO setup, a RS motor and a bac8000, I could only pull 23 kilowatts and 750 phase amps before I was getting cut out. People were saying it's your battery, but I knew it wasn't my battery. It was the actual setup because it was telling me it was that on the flags. So I had to, due to the fact that the bike is heavier now, I had lost seconds on my speed times. So the option was to just go to one that can deliver the phase amps that I need. So I went with the ebmx, xlb60 and the X9. Now, putting in the X9, I haven't even really tuned it that much because I haven't had time, but it all went in smoothly, worked well. I'd done a speed run, the one that I put on this group, x9000 group, and what I was trying to say was I've geared this now for higher speeds with the gearing selection that's in it. Now in the past I've ran probably 3 different motors and probably tested 8 different gearing setups on them motors, because each motor requires a specific gear ratio to get it to its optimum performance without getting too hot due to all the losses and everything. So gearing is crucial on these bikes if you want to get the optimum performance from that certain motor, and no 2 motors are the same, which is what I'm finding out at the moment. Anyway, so with the high speed gearing for the top end, I still went faster on the ebmx setup. That's due to allowing me to pull 1000 phase amps into it to actually turn the motor, which would accept the 1000 phase amps as well. So yeah, it was a great combination. Now, I haven't done a high speed run just to clear up the confusion. I just hit that 70 something in my street with my gym bag on and my big heavy lock. So and that was over the 8th mile, so it is going to be way faster, and the gearing should, I'm gonna guess, get me up to around 90 miles an hour maybe, but we will see. Now, I do have the battery over there, the big one, which clips on to the back of my bike and sits there. So that gives me 40 AH in 2 packs, so a total of 80 AH. When I run them as a dual pack, it only sags half of what it does now. Running that ebmx setup, I was sagging, I don't know, must have been about 14 volts or something or more when I was pulling the 1000 phase amps. Now, when I run dual packs, which is what the plan is, then I should only sag around about 8, and that means I should pull around about 22 kilowatts for the full run without sagging. So that will give me my 0 to top speed run and the 0 to 1 mile speed time and half mile or whatever it is, and then that will set the precedence for my top speed. Yeah, so that's why it's designed how it is, because it was unsafe to be on the roads going the speeds it was going. Now it is solid as a rock, you don't get blew around in the traffic, and it is totally exactly what I wanted. I'm probably thinking about, in the future, going to a 22S type battery, just so I don't have to clip packs in and out. I've also got a 57 AH 72 volt ebmx battery there, which I'll use when I just want to keep the power down and go for long rides. But yeah, that's where the bike is at. I hope that clears up a lot of confusion for everybody. Yep, that's a terribly long video, so only watch it if you dare.